Safety and security, two words that certainly come to mind when you hear about cybersecurity research centers. And the good news is, it's located right here at St. Bonaventure. Changes are coming to St. Bonaventure's housing policy beginning next year. What's the university planning, and what do students think of the proposed idea? Good morning. We want to say thank you for joining us one last time, as this is our final newscast of the semester. I'm Bryce Spadafora.
And I'm Katie Tursek. We're starting off the morning on a pleasant note because of the new Royal Prince of Cambridge finally has a name, and also not to mention it's spring weekend for the Bonnies.
Of course.
It's going to be a fun one. The first ever Cybersecurity Research Center is now open, and it's literally right in our backyard here at SBU in Doyle Hall. Over 150 people attended the ribbon cutting, including global scientists, university officials, and cybersecurity directors. I explain how the center will impact our community.
Good news for Western New Yorkers, because your safety and security just got a boost. The Western New York Cybersecurity Research Center at St. Bonaventure University will bring jobs to Western New York, give St. Bonaventure students hands-on paid work experience, and decrease your chances of being hacked.
We will study the data and make sense of the data that we collect. We have a data science capability that we will use on the data and make sense of it, find patterns in the attacks that are happening.
About 1 billion people a year are affected by cybersecurity, and recently, every hack involves hundreds of thousands of people.
I'm inside the SOC right now, which stands for Cybersecurity Operations Center, and if you take a look right here, this is one of the monitors that they're going to use to track cyber attacks. Each one of these circles stands for a business, and if a circle turns red, that means that a cyber attack is happening.
The biggest thing that they have going for them is the companies that they're working with. And their focus is on taking cybersecurity and making it accessible to people.
The center has two functions, one for faculty and students to perform research, and the other is for the Security Operations Center to monitor services to outside clients. Katie Tursek, SBU-TV.
The Security of Operations Center will provide continuous around-the-clock coverage. When I asked Hussein, the director of cybersecurity here at Bonaventure, how long the visible impact of the center will take, he told me it will almost be immediate. I also learned that by keeping your software updated and applying patches, it'll prevent you from being hacked. A historic day in South Korea. Today, leaders of North and South Korea pledged to bring a formal end to the Korean War and complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. The Korean War is one of the longest running conflicts in history. Kim Jong-un and President Moon Jae-in met privately and signed the Panmunjom Declaration for Peace and Prosperity and Unification on Korean Peninsula. Kim is the first director from North Korea to travel to the South since 1963. President Trump tweeted this morning, Korean War to end, the United States and all of its great people should be very proud of what is now taking place in Korea.
Students and faculty held the first rally of the No Casualties campaign yesterday, a movement aimed at ending casual racism on campus. SBU-TV's Emily Weber, Mariah Marrero, and Fraser Breon covered the rally and found out why some believe change needs to happen on campus.
No casualties! Faculty and students gathered in front of the steps of Plasman today as members of the No Casualty campaign stood right here and spoke up about why they are fed up with casual racism and how to end it on campus.
Casual racism is defined as conduct involving negative stereotypes or prejudices about people on the basis of race, color, or ethnicity.
Members of the No Casualties movement spoke about their experiences with casual racism, their frustration with discrimination today, and challenge students to call others out when faced with real-life instances of racism.
Everyone's going to have their opinions, but we kind of have to just understand that and not give up the fight that we're fighting. And the point is, like I said, hopefully we speak more, we come out more, we show that we're persistent. There'll be more people understanding, there'll be more, of a community out here.
Reporting from SBU-TV, I'm Emily Weber.
Moving forward, student leaders say there will be more rallies to keep up student awareness as the campaign grows next semester.
It took jurors more than 14 hours over 2 days to deliberate the verdict after a woman testified that the comedian Bill Cosby sexually assaulted her. Found guilty yesterday of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant, a 44-year-old woman in 2004. Cosby's defense said their interaction consensual. His attorneys are disappointed in the verdict and are hoping to appeal. Cosby faced similar charges last June, but the judge declared it a mistrial. The judge warned the 80-year-old comedian not to leave his home in Pennsylvania and that he would need to wear a GPS tracking device. Bill Cosby did not testify in court after the verdict was read. A prosecutor asked for Cosby's bail to be revoked, arguing that Cosby had a private plan and could be a flight risk, to which Cosby stood and yelled with profanity that he does not have a plan.
The royal family of England welcomed baby number 3 Monday morning. Today we learned the baby's name, Louis Arthur Charles. The Duchess of Cambridge gave birth to a baby boy. British artillery charged and the guns fired to mark the birth of the royal baby. The King's Troop gave a 41-round salute at London's Hyde Park in celebration. The City of London's Army Reserve Regiment also gave a 62-round gun salute from the Tower of London. The salutes are part of the traditional celebrations after a royal birth. Prince William and the Duchess Catherine returned to their home at Kensington Palace in London after delivering the baby. The royal baby is 5th in line to the British throne, after grandfather Prince Charles, father Prince William, and his 2 siblings. The baby will be known as His Royal Highness Prince Louis of Cambridge.
Despite the Bonnies' basketball season being over, their recruiting season has only just begun. SBU-TV's Nicholas Gallo gives you a closer look at the Bonnies' newest addition to the team.
St. Bonaventure, say hello to your new forward. Last Friday, St. Bonaventure landed 3-star recruit Dominic Welch, a 6'5" small forward from Cheektowaga Central High School. Welch is the all-time leading scorer in Western New York boys basketball history with 2,736 points. As a senior in 2016-2017, he averaged 30.4 points, 12.2 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. I visited Cheektowaga High School to speak with Welch about why he decided to sign with Bonaventure.
I just feel like it's the best fit. Me and the coach is really connected. It's not too far from home. Like, people out here can come watch me play. It's in the Atlantic 10. That's a very good basketball conference. It was a better conference than either of the other schools that I was getting recruited by. Coaches were talking about they were losing the top 2 guards and told me I could come in and make an impact on the program right away, so really just take advantage of it.
Welch said he feels his game will translate well to college, but still has things to work on as a player.
Getting a little bigger, stronger, just get more conditioned and stuff like that. Just the way I play the game. I play aggressive. I like attacking the hoop. I just like scoring, but I also like playing together and like getting my teammates involved and stuff. But I feel like it's gonna translate good because that's just what I do. Like, that's my natural game and like what I'm best at doing. So I feel like it translates good.
Head coach of the St. Bonaventure Bonnies basketball team, Mark Schmidt, has already stated that Dom Welch is going to be an integral part for their season coming up. Hopefully the hype that he brings to high school comes to reality in the Riley Center. This is SBU TV reporter Nick Gallo. Leaving with a bang.
That's certainly some good news for the Bonnies. Welch plans on majoring in journalism at SBU next semester as he enjoys creating and editing videos.
An inclusive and supportive experience for all students. St. Bonaventure University will offer gender-inclusive housing options on 2 floors in Devereaux Hall next semester. SBU-TV has more.
We're representing every gender identity.
I think it's a great step for everyone who attends this university.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
To make them feel more accepted.
I don't think it's like a bad thing.
It's convenient.
Some students at Bonaventure advocates for the university's decision for having gender-inclusive housing. I've spoke with Interim Vice President for Student Affairs, Nicole Gonzalez, to explain more on the gender-inclusive housing.
It doesn't matter how somebody identifies. They can live in this area, they can use the restroom, and they could be living next door to someone who doesn't identify as the same gender. They could have even chosen the same room with someone.
According to Nicole Gonzalez, Devereux Hall is the only building that would have 2 floors, the 3rd and 4th floor, with all gender restrooms and dorm rooms. I've also spoke with Liz Freeman and Father Ross to get their point of view on the gender-inclusive housing.
To our students who are already here is something that I think will really help to add to that familial sense that Bonnie's always has.
Does this help us grow in our identity as a Catholic university in the Franciscan tradition, or not?
For those who will be living on the 2 floors in Devereux Hall, there will be a contract that states your understanding of living among people who don't share your reported gender identity. Jocelyn Person, SBU-TV.
Gender-inclusive housing in Dev will begin fall semester 2018.
Tragedy strikes again, this time in Toronto. On Monday, a man mowed down 10 people and injured 16 on what is said to be an act of terror. Our Robert Barbieri, who is from Canada, met up with other SBU Canadian students to get their thoughts on the attack.
These attacks that happen, they're always all over the world, like the Paris attacks, places in Europe. It's never been like in Canada.
It still happens here. It can happen literally anywhere. Half an hour away from where we live, half an hour away from where we go to school, literally.
Those are some of the voices of fellow Torontonians on their reaction to the Monday attack that took place in Toronto. I spoke with sophomore Jaya Manjunith to get her initial thoughts on the incident.
And I think the worst part for me was it was literally so close to my house. In fact, the van was actually caught just up my street. So my parents actually were like walking by and saw the van.
I also spoke with Torontonian Joseph Lecalzi, who used to work on that street.
We stood on that street having a coffee sometimes. Like I literally stood. I was walking across that street to go to the convenience store. Literally a shocking feeling. Like as soon as I heard that, and I heard right there between Finch and Shepherd on Yonge Street, it literally for a second I just thought, like, wow, that could have been me if like wrong place, wrong time.
You're watching his clips via an Instagram live story. The attacker, Alex Manisian, tried to provoke the officer by saying, "Shoot me in the head." But the officer realized the object in Manisian's hand was not a gun, holstered his own pistol, and took out his baton. Manisian dropped the object from his hand and surrendered. He went uninjured. You hear about these terrorist attacks across the world, whether it's in Paris or Las Vegas or New York, but you never think it hits close to home. I'm from Toronto, and when I heard the news on Monday, I was devastated. My thoughts and prayers are with those families of the victims, and know that together we are strong. For SBU-TV, I'm Robert Barbieri.
Alik Manasian was charged on Tuesday with 10 accounts of murder and 13 accounts of attempted murder. Canadian police have yet to identify the motive behind the Toronto van attack.
Loved ones and community members gathered Monday in memory of those killed and injured in the Nashville area Waffle House the day before.
We are Antioch. It's not just a saying for this community, it's a step forward in the process of healing. This is how I fight my battle. Hallelujah! At Mount Zion Baptist Church, hundreds poured into the sanctuary to cry, pray, and lift each other up.
While the grief is still acute, while the situation is still tender, to really just say that this amazing place called Nashville is wrapping their arms around these students and around this family.
Several victims in Sunday morning's Waffle House shooting were members of the Antioch community. Bishop Joseph Walker was with one of the victims' family members and friends as they learned their loved one was gone forever.
I don't think in my 26 years of pastoring this church I've ever witnessed the level of grief and pain that I saw in that moment with those young ladies who were there, her sorority sisters, and all of those young people in that hospital.
At the prayer vigil, those emotions carried on. Several elected officials spoke and even cried. James Shaw Jr. was also there with his 4-year-old daughter. It's the first time he's held her since wrestling an AR-15 out of suspected shooter Travis Rankin's hands.
This is the first time I've seen her since the incident. So, I actually tried to count the hairs on her eyelashes just because I was just like, I almost didn't see you anymore.
This is the second mass shooting in the last 8 months in Antioch, Tennessee. Last semester, a gunman opened fire in an Antioch church, killing 1 person and injuring 8.
St. Bonaventure Enactus will be sending their presentation team to nationals in Kansas City after hearing this week that they won regionals. SBU-TV's Ben Solnick spoke with members of the presentation team about the excitement for attending nationals.
That we're able to make it this far after not having done it in a while.
St. Bonaventure Enactus presentation team made it through regionals and will be heading to nationals in Kansas City, Missouri on May 21st. I caught up with President of Enactus, Hannah Pingelski, about what their presentation is about.
So the 3 major themes that we wanted to discuss that our projects address is developing leaders, meaningful relationships, and sustainability in our projects, because we thought that those 3 things really made our Enactus program unique.
I also spoke with presentation team member Nick Clancy about what planning needed to go into the presentation in order for the team to be prepared.
The presenters worked on memorizing lines and fixing the script. We also brought in some outside help to kind of read over our script, fix any grammatical errors, make everything sound better, and then just practice, lots and lots of practice, really brought the team together.
Having the first opportunity to present at nationals in a few years about the work SBU Enactus does, advisor Todd Palmer told me why he thinks this group will have success at nationals.
I expect them to do really, really well. We have done this a long time. We've hadn't gone to nationals in a few years, mostly because we just didn't want to do it. It takes a lot of work and time and effort. But this bunch of guys have worked their tails off to make it happen.
During finals week and post-graduation, the team will be practicing in room 100A on final tune-ups and any things they need to fix for the presentation so they're prepared for nationals. Reporting live for SBU-TV, I'm Ben Solnick.
The team heads out to Kansas City on May 19th, and they'll be presenting on May 21st. You can follow all their updates on Twitter about the trip at Bona Enactus.
Graduation is just weeks away. With that long-awaited college degree comes student loan debt. Do you know how much debt the average New York State college student graduates with? I took a look and found out. As graduation approaches, students across the country are coming face to face with their student loan debt. So how much student loan debt does the average college student end up with? I found this 2016 study by the Institute for College Access and Success. According to them, the average student in New York State graduates nearly $30,000 in debt. I caught up with one SBU student who says she's been trying to minimize her debt since before freshman year.
And I also applied like crazy to scholarships my senior year, and actually all throughout like my freshman and sophomore year. So I only have about $10,000 in student debt. McCall's advice: apply to any scholarship you can find. And I would sit in my room and all weekend and write like the short little things that they wanted. Just because I knew it would be hard paying back like $40,000 like just for 1 year. So what can current SBU students do to make sure they graduate with as little debt as possible? Well, according to the university's financial aid website, the university offers a number of scholarships to students, some of them for as much as $24,000 a semester. For SBU TV, I'm Bryce Spadafora. For more information on which scholarships you qualify for, contact the Financial Aid Office. Shout out to all you bargain shoppers, because this week Marshall's officially opened in Olean. Our Matt Williams went to the grand opening himself, and he explains the excitement.
Carrying overproduced and last season's fashion, Marshall's offers deeply discounted merchandise that everyone can enjoy. But with the closest one being over 70 miles away, locals are ready for the grand opening of the Olean location. I spoke with some shoppers about how they feel about the newest addition to their shopping experience here in Olean.
I'm so excited that there's a Marshall's here. I have a Marshall's, Home Goods, and TJ Maxx in my hometown, so this is a great, warm welcoming to Olean, and I even got my first gift today, so I'm excited.
I'm currently standing outside Marshall's, where after 4 months of anticipation, you can see shoppers are up and ready to find their next surprise within the store. With only about 4 other major shopping outlets in the area, Marshall's is sure to add to your shopping experience. For SBU-TV, I'm Matt Williams.
Now that Marshall's is open, that's some great, exciting news. And Bryce?
What was once known as the SBU hip-hop team is now the SBU dance team. This change was made because of the various types of dance included in their show. They performed The Wizard of Oz this past week. SBU-TV's Maya Capolino has the story. The SBU dance team made it down the Yellow Brick Road this past week, a show to see, as the 1939 movie was reenacted with a modern and St. Bonaventure twist. They used hip-hop, jazz, ballet, lyrical, musical theater to make it as magical as the original movie. The talented group of 50 students have worked endless hours to recreate this iconic movie. Sarah Koenig played Dorothy and took us to the Emerald City with the Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion, and of course Toto, all played by members of the dance team. I don't know about you, but that makes me want to dance.
It sure does. Okay, so anyway, so as this is Bryce's and my senior year, I truly do want to say thank you. Thank you to our surrounding community for allowing me to listen, record, write, and share your stories. Your stories inspire and motivate me to keep on reporting, and I'm really, really grateful. Bonos will always hold a very special place in my heart, and Bryce, without you, I wouldn't be where I am today, definitely. And you're not only my best friend, but you are one heck of a journalist, so thank you. And to all our graduating seniors, congratulations, good luck, and go Bonnies.
Thanks, Katie. Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you for joining us. Have a safe and happy spring weekend.
From all of us here at SBU-TV,
have a safe and happy summer.